Alright everybody, well I know many of you have wanted me to give my words about Speed Queen's new 2018 top-loading washing machines, and that I wanted to do that as well. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. First things first, in the video, in the description, you'll see a link of maybe a couple or more videos of how the machine operates. But before you go look at those videos, I just want to tell you that those links are just to show you what the machine does. They are in no way directed to the uploader of those videos, okay? So when you go watch those videos, don't start insulting the uploader of those videos on their video or my video, okay? It's not their fault that the machine operates the way it does. They're just showing they're just showing what the machine does, okay? So Bella's on the dryer over there. So then, so with that said, just watch the videos, and if you don't like them, don't insult the uploader. Not their fault, okay? All right, so let's get to it. What I'm going to show you first is basically show you what our 2016 machine has if you haven't seen my videos yet, okay? It's your typical quality top loader setup. Got your agitator, got your tub with a brake, mind you. See, I can't turn it any more than that in either direction, okay? And what do we have down here? We have, you know, the outer tub, the suspension, the motor, and attached to the motor is obviously I have my monopod on, so I can't really show you the best way possible. Behind that spring is the belt and the pulley, and here's the drain pump also attached to the motor. So it's all one whole setup, okay? Now, on those 2018 machines, they've completely ruined a product that they once had. So what did they do exactly? Okay, well, do you remember when Whirlpool went from the direct drive to the new belt drive? In a way, that's basically what they did here. And it's quite sad, let me tell you. They basically got rid of stuff that they always used to advertise that made their machines stand out from most of the other modern machines, okay? So what did they do exactly? Well, they got rid of the induction motor, okay? Okay, and let's see if you see that silver thing right there? That's the transmission, and it's an all-metal transmission, all metal parts inside. Guess what? They got rid of that as well. The drain pump is no longer attached directly to the motor for an efficient use. It's now separate over there to the side. And with no transmission, guess what? There's no tub brake. That's right. The stuff that they advertised on their machines for the longest time, they got rid of. So now if you were to open this machine, or the lid I should say, and you could probably spin this tub by hand, and the agitator, guess what? The agitator is bolted to the tub, which means that the agitator moves in the same direction as the tub. Can anyone see what's wrong there? Okay. Have we not learned from the newer Whirlpool belt drives that moving the tub with the agitator only sacrifices washing performance? And let alone now going in the same direction? I mean, it doesn't get you to think, does it? So why did they do all of this? Well, the claim, of course, is that they had to meet 2018's energy restrictions. Now, I doubt that for a few reasons, but before we fully get into that, let me tell you what else goes on. So the way that the new machine basically works is, if you watch the videos that I linked, is the motor drives a huge pulley underneath, and just like the Whirlpool belt drive, the newer one, not the better older one, it just goes back and forth in insane directions to do washing, okay? And of course, the drain pump is sitting on the side there, which now of course requires a second motor. So the way that those drain pumps look, I am willing to bet that the drain pump is going to fail way before that motor does. And I guess a little bit of credit to them is that they didn't use those little mode shifter motor things. You know what those things are? Like they're these little motors that look like they're made by Fisher-Price or something, and that they use to change the mode between agitate and spin. You know, the Whirlpool Direct Drive has a plastic agitate cam in their transmissions, which, you know, ours is 27 years old and still works fine. So, you know, I mean, gee, I wonder why. But you know what? Those mode shifters are pretty crappy motors, so I'm not going to fault them too much for not using it. But now, because of that, since there's no mode shifter, you now have to make the tub and the agitator go the same direction. There's simply no way around that. All right? And let's see. Now, of course, there's no tub brake. Now, of course, the claim is that they had to do all this because of energy restrictions. Well, applying the brake doesn't require any electricity usage at all. It requires usage to release it, which in this case activate the motor. But you mean to tell me that they couldn't possibly have put any kind of solenoid or something for the brake? Okay, because think about it. A solenoid, this can vary, uses like, what, maybe 10 to 15 watts? Are you really telling me that they couldn't possibly have designed some kind of mechanism to have the tub brake when the motor stops running? Do you see what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Okay, so now you have this tub going whatever amount of degrees, and I mean, come on, you saw the videos. Do you really see any turnover there? I mean, GusHerb has a video of his Speed Queen washing a comforter. Maybe I'll link that video in here as well. And you can see as it does its 180-degree stroke, it turns over just fine. Do you really think moving an entire tub like this back and forth is going to do the job? I'm going to tell you right now, it's definitely not going to do the job at all. One of the things that they like to advertise with the new machines too is that this is a 1/2 horsepower motor, okay? They're advertising that their new motor is now 1 horsepower. Now, I'm not doubting that it is, but you want to know why I think it's 1 horsepower? I think it's that because it has to be 1 horsepower, okay? You're trying to spin a huge tub full of water and close. Do you have any idea how heavy that is? I mean, so think about that. I think the reason why they're using a 1 horsepower motor is, again, because they have to. You're trying to turn this huge thing of weight back and forth, and you're gonna require significant power to be able to do that. Now, I'm sure some of you are probably going to tell me, well, Sharky, wait a minute. This tub spin drains. Yes, it does. But there's a big difference here, okay? Let me tell you why. First of all, as the tub is spinning up, the water is also draining at exactly the same time. Therefore, every second, the weight of the machine is getting less and less. Also, let me see if I can show it to you. Okay, there it is right there. The pulley that on the motor is designed to slip on the belt before the machine comes up to full speed. That way, it gives the motor and belt or whatever plenty of give before the machine is fully drained. That way, it doesn't require a ton of power from the motor to get things going. It's going to require extra, absolutely, because it's spinning a tub full of water and close. But again, every second the water is getting less and less, and there's some slippage on there, which allows which again allows give for the motor. Now, of course, the belt's going to heat up and everything like that. But they designed the machine like this for how many years now, and they haven't really had any problems with it. So that's another example I wanted to get to you. They have this load sensing thing now. Okay, this one has the normal Eco, which uses mostly cold water and reduces the water level. Okay, this one now has load sensing, and let me tell you something. You still have, just like this machine, you still have the same options you had before to bring the water all the way up to the top of the tub, so you can use as much water as you want. So if this is to save energy, where's it at? Okay. If this uses less electricity than this motor, I don't ever remember there being energy restrictions on electricity usage. It was all about saving water, nothing about electricity. So again, I don't see where in the world they're going with that. You can still use a full tub of water, but somehow changing the drive mechanism was for the energy restrictions. I doubt that very much. I would also like to mention now that now that they got rid of the tub brake, well, guess what? Because the tub doesn't break and is constantly spinning, guess what? That lid locks whenever the machine is in spin now. And that's another thing that they advertised that they didn't need. We have a world-leading tub brake. You don't need to have a locking lid because the machine stops in less than 7 seconds. Not anymore. So thanks to their changes, guess what? This locks now during spin. Another thing that they completely advertised that they don't have, now they do have. And I guess one last thing I could say about it is the other claim is that, the new machines are much quieter compared to these machines. That is true. But let's be honest here. Are these machines really that loud? You guys have seen all the wash-in videos I've done with Jay and his direct drives. Okay? And those machines, you use your typical motor and transmission. Okay? We can hear each other just fine. They're not that loud at all. And this machine isn't even that loud at all. You can still easily talk to another person in this room and easily hear what they'll have to say. And another thing I want to bring up, okay? The washer may be quiet, but what happens when you got to run the dryer? Guess you didn't think that went through, did you? So you're still going to get noise from your dryer. And let me tell you again, when both of these run, okay, this time, when both of these run, you can hear another person just fine. As a matter of fact, I think the dryer is louder than the washer, so really you're not going to get that much sound or noise reduction as well. So again, yeah, I don't think so. Very disappointed by how this is all coming together. And I got something else to show you. Okay, so let's go back to this now. The overall claim was that this was all done because of energy restrictions. Well, I had heard from 3, maybe 4 people that the 2017 and earlier models, this is the 2016, the 2017 and earlier models already met those restrictions. So that got me thinking. And there's one other thing that I actually saved that I know a lot of people tend not to. I'll show it to you right now. Okay? Here's the owner's manual. It's not the owner's manual that I saved, it's what's on the back of it. The energy guide that you get whenever you buy a new appliance, okay? I got this carefully off the washer with a hairdryer. It used to be on this corner of the front panel. And I carefully got it off, stuck it right here on the back of the owner's manual. Now let's look at this. Just to show you that it is from this machine, that way no one can claim, oh, you got it from a different machine. No. Clothes washer, capacity class standard. Okay, and there it is right there. Alliance Laundry Systems, model AWNE Plus, I guess further on, okay? Let's look at this. Look at those numbers. We have a natural gas water heater. So this energy guide says that we're using $9 a year. And this includes water usage, mind you. So $9 a year. Like Harley Badger said, it doesn't get much more Energy freaking Star than that. Did they somehow manage to go below these numbers, which I highly doubt? Or were they lying to us the entire time? You know, I seriously hate to say that. I don't like to say that at all. But when you get an energy guide that looks like this on a modern washer on a standard top-loading machine, you get an energy guide that looks like this, and then they say that they gotta change it because of energy restrictions, that gets me very, very skeptical. Look at this, like I said, so if you have an electric water heater, $13, gas water heater, $9. So you want to know why I think they did all this? I think they purely did this for cost cutting, nothing else. Just like everyone else, they got to change something around that works beautifully, but because of cost cutting, they changed things around and now it doesn't work as well as it used to. I mean, you saw those videos, like a lot of the stuff, especially the big stuff, it doesn't turn over at all. Like, it's just horrible. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this thing. It's very, very sad. So I guess I'll end with this, guys. I had a little conversation with, I believe it was GusHerb in my comments of one of my washer videos, okay? And I told him that I'm definitely not ruling out that some point in the future, we're going to get to a point now where if you want a regular washing machine that just washes your clothes, you're going to have to go to a used market for that. Well, I think we have officially just about reached that point. Once the turn of the year happens and they stop making this machine, I think we're officially going to reach that point. So if you're looking for a new washer or new machines, you know, if you bought a house, leased an apartment, whatever, if these are within your budget, get these while you still can. If they're not within your budget, do whatever you can to find a used market and get yourself like a Whirlpool Direct Drive or something, because the Whirlpool Direct Drive, not only is it reliable, it's extremely simple to repair once something breaks. And nothing's broken on this machine yet, which is very good, but you know, we'll see how repairs are way down the road, hopefully. But again, get a Whirlpool Direct Drive from a used market because those machines are very reliable and very easy to repair. Just very disappointing. I will say this though, I am very, very glad we got this machine when we did. If some of you remember, we got this machine I think in October or November of 2016. That's how long we've had it for. So I am very, very glad we got this machine when we did. We really, really lucked out in that sense for ourselves. But again, just look at this. How could you have possibly gotten more efficient than this? Really. Anyway, there you have it, guys. So that's one of the reasons why I will not, and I suggest you don't get a 2018 Speed Queen top-loading machine. Just because of what they did to it, they completely ruined what they had, and just, like I said, ruined a very good product. And I think it was all in terms of cost-cutting. But like I said, I'm very glad we got this machine when we did. We really lucked out, and for those of you who did too, glad it worked out for you as well. So there you have it, and there's my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.